Welcome back to another episode of the Know Your Power podcast. I'm your host, Kendall Aaliyah.
And I'm Julia Renee.
How beautiful. Do you guys like that?
Probably don't.
Comment down below.
They probably don't care.
I feel like they're either sick of it or I don't know. Like sometimes I actually recently just added like an intro, like a cute little intro. I'm just going to play over every YouTube video because I love this like one channel so much. And she has like the same little beat and it's a little like highlight reel. And I'm like, I look forward to seeing it.
Yes. I love mine for YouTube. The one, it's a song. The song's called Game Time. And literally people love it so much that they're always asking like what it is, who it's from or whatever. And Ian and I, every time I compete, we make a new one with like new footage.
Do you use the same song though?
Yeah, same song. We still use the like at the end and your new IFBB Pro, Julia Renee. I don't know. It just like lets you know like, let's go. Let's watch this video.
My intro is
It's
like
time.
2 seconds long.
We need to make one. I want to make one that's like
it'd honestly be pretty easy because we have so much content already.
I want to do it of like the highlights of like the funniest things that we've said or like some of the, I don't know, empowering things that we said like at the beginning. It would be cute.
I'm adding that to the notes.
Do it.
I'm going to figure out callers and I'm going to figure out an intro.
You got a lot of homework this week, girl. You got a lot of homework in your
homework.
notes section. We're going to talk about a bunch of different things today.
Random
it's
things.
a jumble of things. But honestly, when is it not?
Truly.
So, yeah.
I want to start off the top with what the fuck is up at the gym. And that's because my mother submitted a story.
My mother.
Queen. She calls herself Mama K.
She was
love
like,
that.
Hey, Mama K here.
Well, I thought it was cute that my mom is like so tiny and so huggable and
So
adorable
little.
and just like the cutest thing in the whole entire world. And I love her more than anything. But I love that she, instead of calling me or texting me, DM'd the podcast page. And I'm like, you could have just told me, but I think she wanted you guys to like see it. So I sent it to Julia and Chloe just to get their reactions too. But we keep talking about like this phenomenon of being on cardio, our favorite machine, empty gym, and someone coming right up next to us.
The space rule.
Yeah. And my mom starts it by texting me and saying, hey, like just DM the podcast page. You girls are so right. And I was like, oh no.
Okay.
So she said, okay, girls. She's so cute. This is Mama K, and today I went to my apartment gym here in California. Mind you, the gym is not your typical apartment gym. There are like 40 treadmills, ellipticals, etc. So like a huge apartment gym. So I pick a treadmill in the way corner of the gym. Literally, there are 12 to my left, completely available, and I know my mom's the type to count and be like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like she knows there's 12.
That's enough space.
Truly. To my left, completely available. And yet halfway into my workout, what comes next to me? A guy who out of 38 open treadmills takes the one next to me. And then she goes, WTF.
I'm telling you, they don't like, I genuinely don't think that they're doing it on purpose.
At all, yeah.
It's like I come into gym, I do gym, I treadmill. And yes, the phenomenon is that the theory is that women like are more mindful of like giving each other space or even giving other men space or whatever. But men are just like, I treadmill.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yesterday or like 2 days ago, I keep doing like consistent cardio now. So proud of myself. We're talking about it in a little bit. But I hopped on a treadmill next to a girl because I took the end one and most of them were taken and there was already someone on the other side of her. And I felt bad being the one blocking her in, where then the whole time I'm doing cardio, I was thinking about her perception of me.
LOL.
And I was like, I know it's not that deep, especially like it was like 5:30 p.m. Like it's expected, but I still felt so bad about it. And I know no one else would have cared. The second thing I was going to say, I think part of this is like, the whole like, would you rather see a bear or a man in the woods? And men are like, why are you so scared of us? It's like the few have ruined it for the many. And there's this skit by, I think it's John Mulaney during like his stand up where he is like, respectfully, not an intimidating guy, like very friendly looking, very feminine energy is what he gives off, like super goofy, like lanky type of guy. Like, I'm not threatened by him, but he's still a man, where if I saw him at night and he was walking behind me, I'm getting scared no matter what. And he has this skit about like not realizing that he became a threat by just being a man.
Oh my God.
So he's in this subway. This is like brief. Trust, just stick with me.
What's his name?
John Mulaney. He's a huge comedian. A little controversial because I think he left his wife, so we don't fully support that, but he is a funny dude. Anyway, so he has this skit where he's in the subway because he lives in New York City, and there's this girl in front of him. They're like walking kind of to like the same train. That's just how subways are set up. Like if you take a few turns together, odds are you're just heading the same way. And this girl starts jogging. So he goes, she must hear the train coming. So he starts jogging.
Oh my God.
And now they're like full sprint through the subway. This girl's probably terrified.
And he's like, I can't miss my train. And she's like, I don't want to die.
Literally exactly that, where I know treadmills and like the gym setting, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
But just that little thing of not realizing how certain people perceive other people is quite funny to me.
That's like a really perfect explanation to like why a guy will just come like right up next to you. Because this is
like, they don't think it's weird. Because honestly, it's not weird.
Yes, it's not.
But the way we view it is weird.
Yeah, it's like, why?
And I know we bring this up every podcast, so I promise we're done honing in on this. I feel like we're beating a dead horse, but my mom's story was just so cute.
It was so funny.
My own what the fuck is up at the gym. So the cardio at my gym is like on this upper level where you're able to overlook the entire gym below you, like all the weight sections, the dumbbell sections, the turf. It's all downstairs. Just cardio is upstairs, plus like some posing rooms.
I love that because then you can look down.
No, I love people watching.
All your peasants. No, I'm just kidding.
So usually I throw on like a show or something, especially if I'm like walking on the treadmill. I'm like, we're going to be here a minute. Okay. So I pop on a show, but sometimes I get bored and I look around, and I didn't realize I went pretty late last night, like 8:30 p.m. ish. And I went just for cardio. So like that's all I was doing. So I got bored. So I started looking around. Most of my gym is the cutest couples I've ever seen. Like, I feel like usually you see like a bunch of gym bros doing their thing. Like the girlies have their headphones in, like locked in. I looked down and like, I want to say over 50% of what I saw was like couples hyping each other up and spotting each other. That's and like cute. Being so cute and like goofing around. And I felt like such a creep being like, well, that's a cute couple down there. But it was just such a cool observation because I feel like the gym setting has really shifted to like being a place where people like go for fun and for comfort, and like it's just something they look forward to or could do as a couple, almost as like a gym date. And I just loved to see it. So that's my cute little observation.
I miss being able to go to the gym with Zach. Like when I first started training, we would go work out together all the time because my training routine wasn't as like strict and specific as it is now. And I really miss training with him. I don't get to train with him.
Does he go to your same gym?
No. He goes to like this morning, for example, like he went to a Planet Fitness with one of his friends who works there, and they like work out together and then they'll like go eat breakfast after. They do it like every Wednesday or something. So cute. But he's been doing like, he does a mixture of like lifting a couple days a week and then yoga. He's really loving that. So he
seems like he would crush yoga.
That's such a weird compliment. He's way better at it now. He's been doing it for a while now, and he loves doing it. So because he's not really in his bodybuilding era anymore. He doesn't care. Like he doesn't want to put on any muscle or anything like that. But I do miss being able to train with him. Like even if I had him come to the gym with me, it's like I have 3 leg days a week. So it's like, we're
hitting glutes.
And I'm always like, do you want to hit glutes and hams? And he's like, nope. And I'm like, well,
they never do.
And if we do, it's like we go separate. So it sucks.
No, I get that too. I don't work out with my boyfriend super often. I feel like we try now to go to the gym at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like we're working out adjacent.
You're like,
yeah. But then I notice I get a little annoyed if he's like on his phone. I'm like, we're here to lock in. Like I have to turn off like personal trainer Kendall to be like, let him enjoy his workout.
Let him do
He does not have to take it as seriously
as
you try to take it. Like, it's not that deep. He's still having a good workout. But I'm like, why are you on your, like, why are you changing your music? I'm like, you're wasting time. And he's like, I'm on my rest. And I'm like, too long of rest.
You're like, for 3 minutes?
No, literally. I was such a pain in the ass the other day where when we got in the car, I was like, I'm so sorry. And he was like, for what? I was like, I was arguing with you in my head that whole workout. God.
Oh, speaking of that, my little sister sent me a text. You know how Chloe does this. She'll send you random texts about like anything.
Oh my gosh, can we read the hate ones? Because we never talked about this.
What hate ones?
I'll let you talk and I'll pull hers up. And then what she sent us when we were in Houston, because we never addressed it. And I think it's so funny.
But she sent me a text message last night and says, do you give Zach the silent treatment whenever you're mad at him? And I said, of course. And she was like, she went LOL, and she sent me this TikTok, and it's a TikTok of this girl, and she's like putting away, it's just some like footage of her putting away dishes. And then it shows like, you can hear what her thoughts are. And it's like, you did this, and then you did this. And then you know what I'm going to do. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. Like, I'll do the silent treatment, but in my head, I'm coming up with all the ammo that I'm going to say to you when I have broke and lifted the silent treatment.
I think my issue is I recognize that my boyfriend is the sweetest little being in the world. So I self-recognize if I'm angry at him and doing that, I'm like, Kendall, what's really going on? Because I know he's not actually the problem. You're taking it out on him. Let's reflect. And then
me, on the other hand,
literally 100% of the time I went, oh, like I'm projecting onto him, and he did nothing. So then I'll tell him about it. And I feel like then I've already thought it through enough where I went through all like the whatever stages of grief where I'm like angry and then sad about it and then like anxious about, like I go through all the stages. So then once I go up to him, I'm like, hey, I was really mad about this and this. I realize now, like, this is my period's coming. I know it's my fault, but I need to say it.
He's in the corner with his headphones on the computer, and his brain going
literally no clue.
And Kendall's like, and then he did this, and then well then. Oh, all right. Okay. So, well, I'm going to talk to him about it. And he's like, huh? I didn't know we were fighting.
He has no clue. The perfect example of this is we were living together for a little over a year when we got the idea to move into a house and now live with his brother as well, because we just wanted to save money, have bigger space, have a yard for our dogs. So we had to have that conversation with his brother of like, do you want to move in with us so we can all get this bigger, nicer place? And he was like, yeah. And he was like, of course that conversation comes up of like, what would happen, because we're on this lease together, if something happened with your relationship? And we were like, nothing's going to happen. But like, I'm happy to give you that reassurance anyway. I'm happy to sign whatever you want me to sign, because he had a bad experience with an ex who like kicked him out. So they were just covering their bases. I totally respect it. And in that conversation, he goes, have you guys ever had a fight? And Cooper is instantly, no. And I'm like, oh, just little ones. He goes, little ones. And I'm like, in my head, I was like, I've never vocalized the fight
every
to you.
day in my head. You didn't know?
I've never said it, but like at least once a day, I'm like, he didn't take the garbage out.
He did it on purpose. He knows that I'm tired, and he knows that I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Literally, that was me yesterday.
Such a wholesome relationship. What I wanted to read from Chloe, just because these insults, I want you guys to all keep, okay? Put them in your notes.
They're
and
funny.
If a gym bro ever does something to you sideways, you bring these out as ammunition, okay? Because they are hilarious. So Chloe texted me, and again, I think she saw a video of this happening. It was a joke.
No context.
She didn't give me a warning that this is a joke. But I think I took it well. So I'm going to read her side and my responses. She goes, Kendall, you look like you trained to slight discomfort. And I'm like on my drive to Houston, Siri is reading this to me. And I'm like, I think that's an insult, but why would she say that?
She's like, message from Chloe. You train to slight discomfort.
Because I was like, she's not saying I don't train. Like, that's not that insulting. So my response was, I can't tell if this is an insult or compliment, but I'll take it either way. She then says, do you have a rest day 7 days a week? Followed up with, and do you progressive underload? And I think that one's the funniest to me. Because trust me, girls, use that. If someone ever is rude to you, just look at them dead in the eyes and go, do you progressive underload?
It looks like you're progressive underloading.
I said, I'm in a good mood. You can't hurt me. And that was it. And she goes, I'm just kidding. Please don't hate me. I love you.
So Chloe also sent those to me. But like, since Chloe works for me, it'll be like and she's my sister. So it's like half of our texts are sister texts. The other half are work texts, and the other half are unhinged things that she sends me without context. So she sent me those 3. And then after that was a work text, and my brain goes straight to the work text. I answered the work text, and then she texts me back. She goes, "You're not going to respond to my insults?" And I was
like that you just glazed right over.
I literally was like, "What insults?" And then I went up and was like, "How dare you?"
Because I even asked Julia about it. Like, we were in Houston together. I was like, did Chloe like,
what are you talking about?
Did Chloe like text you really mean stuff? Anyway, we love you so much, Chloe. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about cardio, like I mentioned before, and then we are ending this episode with some unhinged DMs. So hold out for those. Cardio wise, I just feel like I keep updating you guys on what I'm doing because I was such the type of person where I hated cardio, would never do it, never wanted to do it, didn't miss it at all. And then I got into it and now I've been really enjoying it. And I do know that so many people out there relate to that. And you might not be a cardio person, but you're learning or you're trying new stuff. So I just want to share kind of like my little journey and what I'm doing now. And it's like really working for me. So maybe it'll work for you. Anyway, so I feel like I, again, wasn't doing anything. I got really into running a few months ago. I felt like I was talking about it a lot and like putting it on my story every day because I was like, I need evidence that I'm running so people know.
I need everyone to know that I work so hard.
And I am not very fast. Okay. Like my normal mile time is like 8:30. No, I think it was more. Like 8:45 to 9 minutes. Like I'm not moving the fastest ever. But I was like consistently getting better and better. And I think the reason for that is my actual heart health, my cardiovascular health was finally getting better because I didn't do cardio for years. So like I was the type to get winded walking upstairs. And I was like, that's embarrassing. I should probably work on that. So I consistently got into running just as like a new means to motivate me because it was something brand new, so different from weightlifting every day where I was like, oh, a new challenge, like trying to get faster every single mile. It was fun. Now I'm kind of at a place and a point with cardio where now my cardiovascular health is a lot better. Every day, I just kind of check in with myself and go like, what do you want to do? Because as long as I do something that gets my body moving and my heart rate up, I feel like honestly, when I was looking this up, I was like looking at the benefits of it or whatever, just trying to learn more about whatever my approach is, if it has a real term. And that's what hybrid training is, which I didn't realize. I was fully misusing hybrid training. Hybrid training is just switching up your style of training on a daily basis. So that's kind of my approach now, where as we know, and we do have a full like cardio breakdown video that we've done. I think it was in Gym Girl Basics, I want to say. Maybe one of them. I'm sure if you look it up, if you want an in-depth about all the types of cardio and what you should be doing, we have one of those. But there is LISS, MISS, and HIIT, which is low intensity steady state, mid intensity steady state, and then high intensity interval training. Every day I kind of pick one of those. So sometimes I might just walk on a treadmill, like slight incline. My heart rate's getting to like 120, but it's not going crazy. Some days I'll do sprints. Some days I'll like run a little more long form, but like still in that like 1 to 2 mile range. I'm not like a marathon trainer. Never gonna be me. Some days I'll hop on the Stairmaster. Some days I'll hop on the bike, like just trying to switch it up. And in doing that, I feel like it has been the best approach for me because cardio is so fun every day because I'm actually doing what I look forward to doing instead of feeling like, oh, I have to do 40 minutes, this incline, this speed for this like set a time. And instead I'm going in and being like, oh, I'm really enjoying this. Or like, I kind of want to watch my show. So I'm just going to throw it on and do like LISS or MISS like steady state versus some days I'm like, I want to sweat and I'm going to do sprints and run and all of these things. And I am just like such a huge fan of you should enjoy your training. Obviously it's different in a bodybuilding prep or if you're training for something specific or if you are running for a certain reason. But if you're just trying to get into cardio and like lose some weight maybe, or just again, fix your heart health, get healthy, get moving, just do what you enjoy doing. Cardio does not need to be that deep. Is like my moral of the story.
Yes, of course, like unless you're prepping for a show and your coach wants you to do these certain things so that he can track like the amount of calories that you're burning and he knows like what's working and what's not working. But like a lot of my lifestyle clients, like of course will do, each one of them has different kind of cardio that they're doing, whether it's like on a machine or if it's more of a HIIT style, or if they like want to swap it one day for going to like a workout class instead. You know, we want them to have a cardio that they enjoy doing and that they'll actually do so that they keep up with it.
Yeah.
I like always say that the best form of cardio is the one that you'll actually do, because a lot of people don't typically enjoy doing cardio. There are people that do enjoy doing cardio, and that's why you'll find me on the Stairmaster for an hour in the morning, because I like doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can answer my DMs, I can edit videos, and I look forward to it every single day. Other people will see that and be like, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah. They rather like someone like me where I'm like, okay, how can we burn as much as possible in a short amount of time? Let's go do some sprints, because I know I'm getting my heart rate super high. I'm sweating a lot. It's taxing for me, also because of the fact that I don't do it every day. So I think the act of actually switching it up, your body's not getting as used to doing the same cardio movements.
Yes.
So your heart rate is going to, I hate the word like you're confusing your body, because I feel like people used to say that all the time. But truly, like if your heart rate doesn't have the chance, or your body doesn't have the chance to get accustomed to something, it's always going to challenge you in a different way by switching it up.
Yeah, and I think that that is also the annoying thing about cardio, is that, and this kind of happens with training too, but if you guys have ever experienced this, let us know down in the comments or DM us. But when you first like start doing cardio, like it's so hard and your heart rate, it spikes and you're like sweating and you probably burn a lot of calories in a very limited amount of time. And then you've been doing it for like a while and you're not burning as many calories as you did at the beginning. And then it becomes like actually harder to burn those calories. Like you need to maybe bump up the level. Maybe you need to sprint faster just to get the same effect. It is annoying, and this is something that is like frustrating, but it's also good at the same time, because your body is like adapting to the new routine that you're doing, and it becomes way more efficient at doing that kind of cardio.
Also, use that as hope, where like if cardio is really hard right now, it does get easier. Like truly, I was probably 6 months ago-ish when I was like, I'm going to start doing cardio again, like beginning of this year. I was walking on like 3 incline and I felt like I was dying. Like I was barely making 20 minutes and I was like, whoa, this is not good. And now walking on incline, a much higher, faster incline for 20 minutes is like my easy cardio.
It's also kind of like enjoy that time right now while you have it. Because
that too.
You can literally make like say that you're doing 30 minutes and you're doing 30 minutes and you burn 500 calories. And then now you've been doing it for a while and you're doing 30 minutes and you only burn like 200 calories. It's like, boo.
Appreciate the newbie gains.
Yes, appreciate those gains, because like you'll be able to build off of it. Your heart gets stronger. You know, your breathing improves. You're not as winded as you used to be.
Yeah.
And it also requires less energy to do the same amount of work. So it can be challenging and annoying. The reason I brought this up is because I have one of my business coaching clients who's also a bikini competitor, and she's on prep also for a show. And when we get on our coaching calls, we'll talk a little bit about, you know, how her prep is going, how my prep is going, you know, how we're feeling. And she was telling me, I thought she was doing Stairmaster. And she goes, I used to do Stairmaster, but now I'm on the elliptical. And I was like, you weren't burning as many calories, were you? And she goes, yes. So she says, I'm like sprinting on the elliptical now.
Yeah.
So that brought this like into this episode, because sometimes that's what you need to do. Like maybe you're doing the Stairmaster and it's just not cutting it anymore. You know, either you switch a machine, do something different, go and do a HIIT class where you're moving your body in a different way, or you increase the intensity. Maybe you make it a little bit longer, you know, whatever it is. But switching it up can definitely help.
Yeah.
Quote unquote, confuse your body.
I feel like that was so thrown around like 5 years ago, where they were like, change your style of lifting so your shoulders are confused. And I'm like, they're doing fine.
Like it's in a way makes sense. Like you are kind of confusing your body. Like similarly to, and I think we've talked about this before, there can be multiple ways that you do hip thrusts. So say you're doing a hip thrust.
That's true. And I do switch them.
A Smith machine. Or you're doing a barbell, or you're doing a preloaded machine that's like a, you know, what are those ones called? It's like
I never know. Also, my gym
builder.
has literally 5 different machine hip thrusts. So sometimes I just bounce around those even to get like a different feeling or different weight I'm able to push.
Because all 3 of those, like of course, the goal is to target your glutes, but you're targeting them in slightly a different way by doing them in a different machine or in a barbell versus like a Smith machine. So there'll be times, especially in my off season, where I'll run a workout program for myself a minimum of 6 weeks to 8 weeks. And then after that, instead of doing the barbell hip thrust, I'll switch to the Smith machine after that. And it's crazy because I get sore again. I was sore at the very beginning of my training workout, and being sore is not an indicator of a good workout because it's something new and it's different and I'm targeting a muscle that I haven't. Then 8 weeks on that program, I'm not really getting sore, but I'm building strength, and that's awesome. Then after that, switching into a Smith machine and I'm sore again. And it's almost like you're starting fresh.
Even weirdly changing like rep range. Wow, I cannot say that. Rep range, or the weights you're using. That's why the W is in there. Can also do that effect where I used to do, and I was having this conversation. I think it was with like my roommate had trained with a girl, and they did hip thrusts, and he was like, she had like 5 plates each side, and it was crazy. And I was like, respect. I was like, I used to train like that. Recently, I've been doing like not even a plate each side, going super slow, squeezing at the top, a lot higher rep, and I'm sore again. Like I got to a place where I was like, okay, like how heavy am I really going to be hip thrusting every day? Let's switch up how I'm actually doing the movement, which went to a slower controlled with a band, like changing these little things. And now I feel it way deeper, and I've been seeing more results, weirdly going lighter. So like you just got to find what works for your body sometimes too, or switch it up. Like don't just rely on like heavier is better. It's like sometimes slower is better, or tempo is better, stuff like that.
Yeah. And there's definitely like a balance between the two. I've had this conversation last week with my clients because we were going over in our like one-on-one coaching call, like some training tips and stuff like that. And one of the girls asked a question about like, should my goal be just to like progressive overload each time and just to get stronger each time? And I was like, yes, if the goal is like to progressive overload, you want to, but that doesn't mean it comes at the cost of your form and not feeling it where you're intended to feel it. Using the example of hip thrusts again, yes, you can put 5 plates on each side for the hip thrusts, and you can do your 5-6 reps or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with girls that can do that. But if it comes at the cost of you actually not feeling it in your glutes, now you're feeling it in your quads and your hamstrings.
My lower back.
You have lower back. You have the chance that you injure yourself. And that's, to me, it's not worth it at that point. Because I'm like, okay, what if I just did 3 plates on each side? And I did 10 reps, and then I can actually like feel it, do the squeeze at the top. I'm not feeling it in my glutes, back, or my hamstrings, quads, or my back. Because it's for my booty, not those other things. So
exactly. Just check in with your style of training, or if you've been doing the same thing for like a year, it's like, try something new. Just see how your body reacts.
Definitely.
Big fan of that.
I'm surprised you haven't heard anything about Pilates arms.
I feel like I've heard of it from like Miley Cyrus at the Grammys, but that was a while ago.
Like I've been seeing a lot of like TikToks or Instagram reels of people doing workouts for the Pilates arms. Like, what does that mean?
The way I view it, did you see Miley Cyrus at the Grammys? Because
But when was
I'm going
that?
to pull this up too. This was like probably early this year. They're usually in like January, February. Are you looking it up, or should I?
No, I'm trying to look up, like, what does it mean to have Pilates
Well,
arms?
okay, so I feel like part of this started because she looked jacked on stage in the best way ever. Like, these photos were going viral of, like, her shoulders and her biceps.
Oh, wow.
Like, she just looked really great. And she had said, or I think other people, mostly Pilates instructors, were using her clips and videos and photos from this night and saying, she does Pilates. She's been doing Pilates for 10 years. Like, that's how she gets this. And then kind of the bodybuilding community was a little bit like, that's not all she does. Like, you don't build arms like that, like having huge delts and like really toned biceps just from Pilates, which like I feel like you could. I don't know. I think genetics play a huge role, of course, but I think that's where that conversation started of people being like, oh, like Pilates gets you the best arms, and then weightlifters are like, lifting weights does it faster. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. But also, when you're doing Pilates, it also just depends on what kind you're doing. Like, if you're doing Pilates like on a mat, they incorporate weights. Like they incorporate
neither of us can say ours today.
Weights like dumbbells. I went to a bar class, which it wasn't a Pilates class, and they had weights, man. And then if you're doing Pilates on the reformer has weight to it. So yes, I understand that. And my arms, I would say when I was doing the Pilates classes, they didn't look as good as Miley's do there, but they were kind of close.
Yeah.
When I was just doing those.
Because it's a form of weight training. I think it kind of, honestly, I'm a fan, and I've been wanting to try Pilates, as we know. Still haven't yet. Maybe one day. Because I feel like it is a way to advertise weight training to a new demographic of people that are afraid to weight train.
Yes.
If that makes sense. It makes it digestible and fun and cute.
Yes.
Instead of being like, you're getting in the weight section and you're going to be standing around a bunch of strangers with the dumbbells.
That's why I did it. Like, it was less intimidating to go and do those classes first, where it was a bunch of like, I was safe. It was a bunch of other women, and I didn't have to like walk in the middle and be like, what weights do I pick up in the dumbbell section?
Exactly. You're getting guidance. It's kind of like the same effect of like doing a one-on-one personal training session where like this one person that you trust is teaching you how to do something and move a certain way, and you're not going to get injured or not know what to do next. So yeah. Are you seeing a lot of videos about it though?
I'm seeing like a lot of workouts that are like, if you want the Pilates arms, do this, like Pilates arms workout, something like that. And I was like, what does this mean? But I understand it now because I went through that phase, like where it was a great thing for me to do that eventually got me into the gym. Not saying that you have to go into the gym, but I remember hitting a threshold when I did Pilates where I couldn't add any more weight, and I on the reformer and stuff like that. And I've told this story before, but my instructor was actually getting ready for a bodybuilding competition, and she had even more muscle definition and development, and I saw her physique and was like, that's the amount of muscle that I want. And so I asked her, I was like, if I keep doing these classes like I'm doing them, is there a chance that I can have the amount of muscle that you have? And she's like, no.
Yeah.
And she's like, you can still definitely.
She changed the trajectory of your whole life.
Yeah. She was like, yes, you can still like build a little bit, but she's like, you could still do these classes, but if you want to have like more size, you're going to have to do even more weights and progressive overload even more that they don't have here at this place. And I was like, okay, I quit.
I like that she was honest with you, because it's very easy as an instructor of something to want the business or like just want people's money or their time or whatever. So she could have easily been like, yeah, actually sign up for more. But instead she was honest and like, no, you got to do this instead.
Literally, I was like, okay, fine. I want to know who your coach is. And I signed up with her coach.
I love that. Was she a pro? Do you know?
I don't know where she is.
You got to like find her.
I don't remember her name. She was amazing. She was beautiful.
Look her up.
She would literally, now that I'm like remembering it, because I would be doing... So say that I finished my class at the Pilates studio, and after the class, when like we were wiping down, she would go into the room and she'd be eating her meals and she'd be running in place to get her steps in. I was like, this is insane. What is she doing? And now I'm like, oh, I get it.
I fully get it. That's so funny. Okay, we're going to read just a handful of unhinged DMs just to give you guys some insight. I think we'll do like a full dedicated episode back on this soon. And Julia has much more than me, so I'll let you take the reins and I'll chime in with a few of mine.
Okay. This one's so funny, man. Hi, I just found completely random your profile in Instagram. Okay, that's worded weird. I'm being honest. If it took me to walk a mile on hot stones with shards of glass, bare feet to meet you, I'd do it. Not once, but twice, to be sure it's real. You're just beautiful. I mean,
that's actually the dedication on
romantic.
That. Fully, truly.
That's crazy.
I'm starting mine off with more of a story time than like the actual DM itself. I am about to shower last night. It's like 11:45 p.m. Okay, painting the picture for you. And before I get in the shower, I just like quickly went through just to see if like anyone tagged me in their story, like anything on the main page. I wasn't even in my DMs. Okay, but you know how it says like mentions in stories, whatever, on like I had just posted. So I was like, let's see if anyone reposted it. I'm going through, and this one page is like this guy's profile, and it's a video of mine from months ago, like 6 months ago or more. And it's the video of me changing outfits in like a cool way. Like I was proud of this video. It's like every step I take is a different outfit. I thought it was sick. All of my outfits I was pretty proud of in that video. Anyway, he puts that in his story, and next to it is this very long paragraphs on how Western culture has influenced fashion and women are SLUTs now, and how showing my cleavage has made me less of a woman, and the disrespect and telling, he used the S word multiple times. Like one time was not enough.
All right.
Just really going at it. And so I have a hard time when I see hate, I got to comment back. And I try to be respectful because I want to understand what people are coming from. He mentioned me wearing a bikini and showing cleavage, like I said. So I just responded with, where in this video am I wearing a bikini or showing cleavage? Like, honestly, half of the outfits in this video, I'm in baggy pants and a t-shirt and long sleeves. Like, but then he was like, you misunderstood. Your style is impeccable. And I'm like, I feel like you're just trying to backtrack, sir, because I called you out and you didn't think I was going to see this. But it was just one of those instances I was like, what the fuck?
So weird.
And then again, it's like midnight our time. So I walk into our bedroom and I'm like, I just argued with a stranger online. And then I read it to my boyfriend and he didn't care at all. He was like, just ignore it. But in my head, I'm like, it was just so wildly uncalled for in every aspect of the word.
The backtracking is what
So that was my
man.
weird DM last night. Yeah, he goes, keep up the amazing work. Wish you success. And it's like, you just called me a slur 12 times.
What? And then he's like, love you.
No, literally
Thanks.
so odd.
Okay,
So
this
odd.
next one. Oh, some of them are so gross. I can't. I'm trying to pick one that's not super gross.
None of mine are that bad. One of them's a little weird, but most of them aren't that bad. You got this.
Okay, so one of them, okay, this guy, I restricted him because he kept DMing me. So now he just doesn't show up, but he's not that bad. He's just persistent. So I posted one of like a photo of me from under my chin, like this, like phone under the chin, while I was doing cardio, and he says, your neck looks huge in this one. And then like one that I also remembered that I got recently from him was, happy Sunday. I hope you went to church.
Kind of odd.
I was like, okay.
Like they're not compliments. They're not being that mean.
Yeah. I was like, all right. Yeah, I was just like, your neck looks big. Thanks, I think.
Thanks so much.
Sunday,
That's like when Chloe messaged
you better
me.
have gone to church. Like, okay, Mom.
Speaking of persistent, this man had messaged me, I'm not exaggerating, July 20th, 2022.
Okay.
Exactly 2 years ago, right?
Okay.
And he said, can I tell you something? I never responded.
Nope.
He messaged me July 20th this year, exactly 2 years later. Can I tell you something?
I don't like
I'm
it.
like,
I don't like it.
Does he have me in his calendar?
Okay,
Message Kendall.
Yes.
Can I tell her something?
If he does it next year,
I'm asking.
We have a problem.
No, then I'm going to say yes. What would you like to tell me for the past 5 years?
At the exact time every year.
The same date is
That's
great. I didn't even
wild.
realize, because I just saw he asked it twice and I was like, but looking at the dates, that's insane.
This one is so interesting and I have no idea what it's supposed to mean. It says, hey, I get a lot of like, why are you ignoring me? And I'm like, why do you think? I'm
Let me
sorry.
live my life.
It's
I like to play innocent where I'm like, they just think I never saw it.
but honestly, there's some that will genuinely like get really angry that you're ignoring them when it's like, no, genuinely, I didn't see this, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to answer because you're being hostile. But this one says, are you ignoring me because my eyes are short in the profile picture? What does that mean?
That one's just funny because like
How
I
can
know
you-
he's thought about that before and he's like, I should change my profile picture.
No, I mean, honestly, he looks like a real cutie pie. What do you mean by eyes are short? What does it mean?
Oh, that's just
Can
feels
eyes
very
be
random.
long?
Is he calling them small and just
Short?
use short?
Maybe.
He doesn't even have small eyes though.
I was like, this one's a
one's kinda
thinker,
funny.
man.
That one's great. You can do one more and then I'll find some.
This one literally came this morning.
Okay.
This one's wild. Okay, I'm gonna need you to help me decipher it.
Okay.
It says, hello, someone is using your pictures from their fake ID.
Okay.
I literally went, what? And he says, someone is using your pictures from their fake ID. Crying face, crying face. Can I send the ID? I said, let me see.
I like that.
And he sends
you
me
engage.
the NASA Instagram with crying. I'm thinking that what he was trying to say is that like someone's using a photo of me, and he's saying that NASA is using a photo of me.
But did he send an example or just the
profile?
profile?
No, the NASA profile. I'm like, are you saying that I'm the moon? It's
like that could have been
a photo of like the moon, the Earth. I think I feel like it was trying to be like cool, like NASA's using your photo
because you're such a star. But he didn't. Like, he just sent the crying emoji.
Dead ass as big as the moon. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying is it had so much potential, and he dropped the ball, and you responded. That was a good initial line. It got Julia to answer, but then
what do you guys think it means? Come on,
that one's really funny to me.
I don't understand. NASA's. I was like, I have a feeling that if I also say what, that he's not going to explain it correctly.
I'll just send more crying emojis. This one's from a podcast listener. Love you so much. I actually didn't see this until just now, and she sent it like 2 weeks ago, so now I feel bad, so I'm going to respond to her today. She said, love your podcast with Julia. I thought of you, and I want you to know I get these every day, okay? I think you get a lot of praise, a lot of you're amazing.
I thought of you when I did X embarrassing thing.
No, literally, our viewers, I love you guys. I get more stuff like this than just like nice compliments. Okay, I love your podcast with Julia. I thought of you when I saw this post. Have a great day. Keep being amazing. It's a video of a girl in her car. It says POV, me after a social event, roasting myself on the ride home, remembering how awkward I was and overthinking the stupid shit that I said. And it's a girl like just like crying in her car, like beating herself up. And I'm like, the way y'all view me is so funny.
You do it to yourself.
I think the thing is, I'm so comfortable on this podcast, and I share all of my embarrassing moments, awkward moments, all the things with you guys. But like in real life, I think I'm cool, and you guys really keep me remembering that I'm not. Like I'll be having a great day where I'm like, I just had a great social interaction and I'm doing sick. My workout is good. My makeup and hair and outfit look good. And then I see something like that and it's like, just a reminder, you're so awkward and embarrassing. And I'm like, thanks so much. They truly make me crack up though, so please don't stop sending them. They're so good. I remember this one girl sent one and it was just like a baby animal crying. She goes, thought of you. And I was like, guys, I'm not that soft. I am though. Truthfully. Do you want to do any more or save them for a full episode?
Let's save them. I'm going to load up some more in these next couple of months.
Yes.
I also need to look at TikTok. TikTok DMs are crazy.
I just keep getting a lot of many. What happened to you since I stopped posting, which I think I'm going to try to start posting again because I've just been filming more. I'm like, might as well put them on other platforms, I guess, if I must.
Where are you?
Not a big TikTok person. It is there's the nice side where I'm like, I'm off TikTok and my brain is healing. But then I'm like, so much drama is going on right now that I'm missing out on. And so every time my boyfriend's watching anything, if I hear any sort of this is what happened, I go, who is that? Who is that and what happened? Can you fill me in on the tea? I make him do it.
Yeah, the Cody Co stuff is wild.
Yeah, that's nuts. Did you see his fake apology?
With the DJ thing? Yeah.
Pitiful.
It might just be me, but this seems like one of the biggest scandals that has happened in not a really long time, but it seems like it's been long. It's been 10 days.
For me, I saw it 2 months ago because Tana had talked about it on stage. No one said anything about it. And it took for these big mainstream drama channels and sadly some men to talk about it for the world to go, oh, that's really messed up. So it's something I stopped watching him personally. I'm not going to tell other people what to do or anything. But when I first saw that clip of Tana talking about it on stage, this is so niche, but I'm sure most of you have heard about it. If you're on YouTube watching us, odds are you see other stuff. Mm-hmm. Where I just unsubscribed. That's all I need to do for my own mental clarity. I'm sure this will pan out. Mm-hmm. But it's been months now. It took a
long time and for now it to surface.
Hitting. Yeah, now it's hitting.
It's crazy. I didn't even know that was it because I just watch specific people.
Yeah.
And I don't go outside really that ever.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was that long and it was kind of just like something that was said like off the cuff. And then
I only know because I like really watch her podcast. So like I know everything she says, you know, but she didn't make like a big deal out of it even because that's just kind of her personality too, where like she's a very chill girl about certain things. I feel like sometimes she'll like really care about other things. And I'm like, this felt like something you're allowed to really care about and make a big deal about and make a lot of noise about. So I'm glad, if anything, that it's being more talked about.
Well, I'm glad that other people are, at least. Like if she, like it seems like a lot of people have her back, but for a while it didn't seem like some people had her back.
Yeah, which is crazy to see.
But yeah, anyways.
Just talking about me being out of the loop. I know that tea though, but I don't know what's going on TikTok.
Because I can't, it's all over my YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, every single video on my homepage is just that, which I'm glad that it's getting out there, but it's like, whoa.
Crazy.
I watched a video this morning about even more stuff that came out. It's just wild. We won't get into it because I don't have enough research in order to do that.
No, the few times we've talked about topics like that, we end up cutting it because I feel like other people are just going to do it better.
They're going to explain it better. Channels are better at doing it. If you want to watch somebody's video who has all of the research, all of the things, D'Angelo Wallace. He's the first one that made, I think, is the first one that made the video about the topic, and that's how other creators then were like, okay, let's like make a video. Now it's everywhere. So he's the first one that made one. Was like,
I haven't watched his.
Yo, why isn't anyone talking about this? And
yeah. Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. Good job, D'Angelo. All right. Anyways, we love you all so much, and you're more powerful than you think.
Bye.